thrills, the squeaky bum time and feel the passion of everything sports on Boss Sports. Every weekday from 7:30 a.m.
and 6:30 p.m.
Boss Sports on Boss 98.9 FM Owerri.
And it's gone in! Amazing!
When other stations hear us, this is what they sing. Boss Radio 98.9 FM, other stations' nightmare.
Good evening, welcome to Boss Sports, the evening edition of very lovely Tuesday evening, of course. Around the world, where are you? What are you doing at the moment? If you're not listening to Boss Sports or Boss Radio 98.9 FM, what else are you doing? And what else could you be doing anywhere? I welcome you special on the show this evening. Not really cool. Well, I see the mayor sincerely, Osaze, Osaze, your sports pilot. On the show this evening, information emanating from a different glass quarters housing that Paris 2024 hostilities Ohale Otu Uchaibe definitely gonna miss the Ethiopian clash which is late for tomorrow at Addis Ababa Stadium in Ethiopia, as many Nigerians are really calling for Enyimba's pedigree to be returned back because all is not really well with Enyimba. And the MMA pound for pound rankings released today. Kamaru Usman slumped, of course, to a third position after losing that fight to his opponent over the weekend, which actually made it 3 times. He actually lost so far, of course, in his professional career. And we have up to speed on what is happening right now in the UEFA Champions League games going on. It's already halftime in Turkey. Galatasaray won, Bayern Munich won, and we've already seen 2 minutes at that time in the first half of that game involving Inter Milan and Salzburg, as the San Siro based side are currently leading the Salzburg visiting team by 1-0. We keep bringing up to speed on what is really going on in this UEFA Champions League games. Remember that a couple of games will equally be seen the light of the day at exactly 8 o'clock this evening in UEFA Champions League group phase matches going on today. Of course, various match venues. Well, we are discussing UEFA Champions League fixtures that will be coming up later today. Let's take a look at the Braga game against Real Madrid. The Portuguese club have really been impressive a bit this season, and have vowed to beat Real Madrid in Portugal to probably open that group to see how this Portuguese club may actually sail through definitely to the round of 16. So Braga against Real Madrid, everyone is giving it to Real Madrid, but in football it's not really easy to really underrate your opponent. Braga suffered so much to get himself involved and qualified to be in this group. Yes, we do respect to Real Madrid. What do you have to say on that game, Braga against Real Madrid? Manchester United fans are very, very confident that the darling team will actually dislodge AS Copenhagen visiting from Denmark, and they believe that United may have discovered their winning mentalities again. And going into today's game at Old Trafford, United fans believe that Red Devils are really prepared to release onslaught and Arsenal's missiles against this visiting team from Denmark. Let's look at the Arsenal game away to Sevilla. Of course, Sevilla against Arsenal. Union Berlin against Napoli. Osimhen is MIA today. MIA means missing in action. The thigh injury is actually trying to recover from. So we're taking a look at these 4 interesting Champions League fixtures slated for today. 8 o'clock Nigerian time. Braga at home against Real Madrid, 14-time champions. That's Real Madrid. Manchester United at Old Trafford against FC Copenhagen. Sevilla at home against Arsenal. Union Berlin in Germany against Napoli. What do you think will be happening in these games we have already narrated, of course, to you on the show this evening? Let's get to input, let's get to analysis, let's get to in-depth, of course, opinion on these games that will be going down this evening in the UEFA Champions League, live, of course, on the TV screen this very lovely evening. Secondly, we are are discussing the unsettlement, the unrest that has already been deviled Heartland Football Club of Owerri. There's no doubt all is not well with Heartland Football Club of Owerri. There's no doubt the Nazi millionaires are struggling. There's no doubt that the Nazi millionaires need immediate intervention, immediate rescue mission. If I should immediate, of course, intervention and rescue mission. If I should use that one. Now, I decided to take a look at some of the coaches that have gone, that have come and left. Let me say, gone. Managing Heartland in the past. Remember yesterday during the evening show when I had Dino Zoma on my show yesterday as my guest. I promised to put a call across to former Super Eagles assistant coach, former Rangers International gaffer, former Economy Warriors of Medjugorje gaffer, a former Plateau United manager, and Institute Indigenous, one of the best indigenous coaches we have in Nigeria. I'm talking about Coach Imama Amapakabo. I said I would actually call him at the end of yesterday's show, and I tried calling him yesterday. His number was not really pretty good. Network was very absurd, but I was able to pull through today. So I called him today, and I had a very cordial and interesting, amazing conversation with him. Honestly, was very happy to hear from me after some time, and I can tell authoritatively that Coach Ima Amapakabo is a free agent. He's not really attached to any club at the moment. He's not really attached to any club. So I asked him if he is open to new endeavors. Of course, he said yes, that he's definitely open to new challenges. So after that game between Heartland Football Club of Owerri and Castle United at Dalayem Stadium on Sunday, some fans actually expressed their disgruntled and enchantment over the struggling method and form of Heartland Football Club of Owerri. Many people are equally calling for the sacking of the coach of Heartland, but I really want to make it balanced here. I want to sit on the first on the show this evening. Of course, the coach of Heartland Football Club of Owerri, I'm talking about Coach Christian Obi, is an experienced coach. He's one of the few coaches in Nigeria that are qualified to sit, of course, on the bench and be in the dugout for any continental engagement. So it's very rare to have such coaches around us, and the Nazi millionaires are blessed to have a personality like a Coach Christian Obi, because if Nazi millionaires qualifies for the continental engagement next year, Coach Christian Obi is actually qualified to be on the bench for Nazi millionaires because he has a CAF qualified license, of course, a certificate as well, to be in the dugout. Now, what is really wrong? There's no doubt that Coach Christian Obi, is an experienced indigenous coach. He has what it takes to deliver on a very good day. He led the Nazi millionaires, of course, to triumph, to success in the LNL, and they did well, playing unbeaten. Definitely, even remember that Coach Christian Obi used to be a goalkeeper during his international career. He was a goalkeeper. He did well, of course, as a goalkeeper, and he has equally done well as a coach. That it's not really working out for him now does not mean that he's a bad coach or that he has nothing to offer. He has a lot to offer. He's a good coach. We respect him. I have so much respect for him. Where am I heading to? I'm trying to talk to the management of Heartland. I'm trying to talk to the government of Imo State. We are not really asking for Coach Christian Obi to go, but if it happens, remember I said if it happens that the government decide to part ways with Coach Christian Obi, please, I am recommending Coach Imama Mapakabo. We don't want you to actually part ways with a good person and go ahead to hire someone that is not even up to Coach Christian Obi's standard. We are urging the management of Heartland and the Imo State government to give Coach Christian Obi the chance. Of course, definitely we believe he will turn result around, he will turn the situations around. But if, and I said again, if the management of Nazi millionaires, the state government, if they decide and say, okay, today we are no longer going to work with Coach Christian Obi, I'm recommending Coach Imama, because Heartland deserve the best. Of course, Heartland Football Club before deserve the best. Coach Christian Obi is one of the best coaches, and for the fact that result are not really coming does not mean he's not a good coach. And that is why we are asking for the management to give him time to turn the situations around. But if the management decide today that they will no longer work with Coach Christian Obi, we are recommending Coach Imama to Heartland Football Club of Owerri. Of course, Imama is open to new challenges. That is what I have to say. Now, we remember when Coach Fidelis Ilechuku came on board in the month of August 2019, when the then management of Heartland Football Club presented him to the then governor of Imo State. I'm talking about Honorable Emeka Hedua. That is the former governor of Imo State, the then governor of Imo State, Imo State governor. And everyone thought that Messiah has come to Heartland Football Club after some time. His contract expired, and then he left Heartland. Rest of them. Now, somehow, Coach Chris Obi was actually caught in the middle. Somehow, Coach Hassan Abdallah actually came into the picture, and he was actually signed on this in the month of September 2021, 2 years contract, but he did not even spend up to 1 year. Coach Hassan Abdallah left the Nazi Millionaires in the month of February 2022. Yes, of course, last year he left. Now, Coach Rasmussen was actually called on board to take over the rest of them, and rest of them, Coach Rasmussen equally somehow left after some period of time. No, Coach Chris Obi is back. He literally to do the needful for the team and rest of them. But the most important thing is Heartland Football Club have 2 important matches ahead. We'll be playing against Abia Warriors this Sunday in Umuahia. After Abia Warriors, our next game will be next week Wednesday against Rivers United. These are important games. So what happens if the Nazi Millionaires fails to get at least 3 points in these 3 games, or maybe 1 point from these 2 games? What is going to happen? I'm not talking about 3-match games ultimate. I'm just talking about 2 games ultimatum. If the Nazi Millionaires fail to get at least a point from these 2 games, what is going to happen? I can't answer the question. I think Coach Chris Obi should actually answer the question, because his job is on the line. His job is definitely on the line. So let's discuss about the way coaches come and go, in Heartland Football Club before. Is it really good? Is it really helping to build the team? Is it really helping to build the players? Is it really helping to make the team to have one agenda, to have a system, to have philosophy, to actually have a color? I don't know what to think, but these are the issues we are discussing on the show this very lovely evening. As is halftime, Inter Milan still leading Salzburg by 1-0. Let's have your input on the show this evening. We are very much live and active on Facebook at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Like our page and drop your comment. You can as well download our app, listen to us, watch us live wherever you are around the world. You can log on to www.boss989fm.com. Share your thoughts with us as well on WhatsApp. Send us those WhatsApp messages on 0806 392 0806 9992 999, and then we'll tell you the lines to call on the show this evening, when we definitely open the phone lines officially. In case you join us, sincerely Osaze, your sports pilot. Let's begin, of course, with what I call the MML arts. So that's the mixed martial arts here, with the latest defeat last Saturday to Kamzad Chimaz. The Nigerian night team, talking about Kamaru Usman, has really sunk deep in the MML pound for pound rating, which actually it dropped him to 10th places. His opponent actually defeated him. Chimaz won a third fight decision over Nigerian Nightmare, which of course made it 3 times. A Nigerian Nightmare has already been beaten in this contest. We call it, of course, the Octagon. So Nigerian Nightmare Kamaru Usman is not smiling, while Islam Makhachev is the top male fighter in the world MMA rankings. At the moment, he pushed Alejandra Volkanovski to number 2, while John Jones head on to the number 3 spot. Usman is likely, of course, dependent on how the contender pictures will shake out at 185 and 170 in the coming months. Either way, it is going to be a long climb back for this Nigerian Nightmare, who is not really happy after losing that fight to Kamzachime over the weekend. Let's hope that Kamaru Usman will get back to the winning ways, and he has definitely vowed to come back to the glory. He has actually lost already. Whatever happens, sincerely speaking, we believe that Kamaru Usman still has what it takes to climb to the top. He still has what it takes to come back and reclaim the lost glory. It's not really good at all the way he has really suffered his third fight as a professional mixed martial art fighter and UFC fighter as well. Let's believe that Kamaru Usman knows what is definitely on the line and what is very much at stake at the moment. Let's not really write him off. I believe he will come back to reclaim the lost glory, which actually saw him become Nigerian Nightmare, won too many laurels in the past years. Let's believe he will come back to do that. Well, let's take a look at the world of rugby, not really rugby World Cup, because the world of rugby, of course, the World Cup going on in France will be coming to an end this Saturday. On Friday, Argentina will be up against England for a third place game, and on Saturday we're going to see the defending champions of the Rugby World Cup, South African rugby team known as the Springboks, taking on the All Blacks called New Zealand, which are going to be a very fantastic final. New Zealand are into their 5th record finals, and South Africa are chasing for the 4th record title as a rugby champions. In 2019, they defeated England and they were crowned champions of the Rugby World Cup in 2019. They met England again in semi-final stages and destroyed England after actually coming from 12 assists at halftime to actually record a 16-15 trials of success and triumph in a net-biting semi-final clash against the high-rated English side, who actually have done pretty good throughout this Rugby World Cup. Nobody believed that England will be actually going out from the finals, because they led South Africa by 12-6. You know what it means to lead someone 12-6 at halftime? And when we had barely 40 minutes remaining, South Africa came back blazing. They made changes, which of course they did in the semi-final, in the quarter-final game against host nation France, where they actually won France by just 1 try, and the same changes was actually effected by the coach. Yes, of course, the coach did the same changes to the semi-finals against high-flying English national team, and the result started coming. South Africa came back from 12-6 down to record an amazing net-biting victory against a high-rated English rugby team, winning 16-15. So this Saturday will be the crown of all crowns, of course, the mother of all mothers in the Rugby World Cup, as the defending champions of South Africa, known as the Springboks, representing the biggest, of course, a continent, whether you like it or not. Talking about Africa, it's gonna be a tough game, of course, between South Africa, the Springboks, against the All Blacks, known as the New Zealanders, of course, New Zealand, if you call them. So let's actually hope that South Africa will get it right this Saturday by returning the title they won 4 years ago, lifting the trophy once again. More information coming from the rugby as the world. The rugby has listed Nigeria as one of the 6 emerging rugby playing nations that is experiencing strong growth in the sport, according to recent statistics released by the World Rugby. The other nations who are doing pretty well in developing rugby include Belgium, Singapore, Ghana, and Zambia. Nigeria until last year was under ban by World Rugby over governmental interference before the president, Dr. Ademola Are, set machinery in motion to ensure that the ban was actually lifted. Well, since then, the federation has organized 2 referees and coaching programs to keep the stakeholders abreast of the rules and training tactics of the game, with instructors coming from Rugby Africa and World Rugby respectively. Well, the senior males national team, of course, the Black Stallions, the Nigerians, senior males rugby teams are known as the Black Stallions. Just like in South Africa, we call them the Springboks. Argentina, we call them the Pumas. Of course, England, we call them the Waterlands. While the New Zealand, we call them All Blacks. Nigeria, we call our own the Black Stallions. Have also qualified for the final phase of Paris 2024 Olympic Games qualification holding in Zimbabwe this weekend, as I speak to you, after finishing second behind Algeria at pre-Olympic qualifiers in Mauritius. Well, the federation has also gone ahead to organize the National Women's Rugby Service Tournament in Asaba Delta State, where Edo State Rugby Football, of course, defeated all comers to emerge champions. I totally agree with the word rugby that the sports is growing rapidly in Nigeria, just like cricket is equally getting the needed attention, much attention you deserve in Nigeria. And I must say thanks so much to the Nigerian Rugby Federation President, Dr. Adesoya Are, for doing the big thing, do the needful to get every stakeholder involved in developing this particular sport called rugby in Nigeria. You can't actually really fight away that Nigeria, of course, is doing well in rugby. We are forced to reckon with on the continent, and we're beginning to underline our credentials, make our mark beyond the shores of this continent. Surprise, surprise, it seems a female footballer is changing her known and preferred career. Ex-Super Falcons star Desire Paul-Isaiah said she may consider a career in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, known as UFC, popular of course. Now that she's retired from playing football, she said okay that she may get involved into UFC. Does she really has what it takes to be in the UFC? Bodily wise, I don't know whether she got it, but she may decide to build her body stature, of course, her body physique to match up, the likes of those who are involved in that particular sport. She may have a strength, but whatever happens, she's just telling us that she may get involved into that sport. Whenever she decides to get involved into that sport, you'll be definitely be the first person to know. But at the moment, she's saying that he will definitely get involved whenever she decides, and makes up his mind to go into that sport called Ultimate Fighting Championship, known as UFC. Well, from Desire Paul-Isaiah and her dream to be a UFC fighter, let's pitch our attention, of course, in the world of Taekwondo. Team Nigeria Army have emerged as overall champions of the just concluded 11th Korea Ambassador Cup in Abuja. Nigerian Army won a total of 10 medals consisting of 4 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze medals at the Indoor Sports Hall of Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja. An enlightened and excited Director of Physical Training in the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Abdurrahim Bello, said improvement of the athletes can be traced to the investment of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tori Labaja in sports. Brigadier General Bello said the sports had actually witnessed a huge turnaround, adding that various sports are already revived. Well, it's very amazing, honestly. Meanwhile, Nigerian Army heavyweight athletes Benjamin Okumose knocked out the Nigerian Police Force athlete of Modika in the men's minus 87 kilograms finals. Of course, we call them judokas, but in order to generate their name, you can call them athletes. But those who get involved into judoka sports, we call them judokas. Just like footballers are people who play football. Yes, we call people who get involved into judo, we call them judokas. So Nigerian Army do the big thing. Of course, any soldier that don't know how to don't really have judo titles or judo what I put it, that is not really equipped enough to fight as a judoka. I don't think that Nigerian Army officer is really ready. Or maybe I don't believe he actually went through the rigorous army training before he finally became an army officer. We are still listening to Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. We are live on Facebook at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Like our page and drop your comments. We are equally live on YouTube at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop your comments. Download our app to listen to us. Watch us live wherever you are around the world. You can log on to www.boss989fm.com. Share your thoughts with us on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 0806 9992 999 0806 9992 999. We'll open the phone lines in a jiffy, of course, so that you can call in and tell us what your views are concerning what we are discussing on the show this evening. We're taking a look at the UEFA Champions League games that will be coming up later this evening. Already in Turkey, Galatasaray are still maintaining 1-1 apiece with Bayern Munich 51 minutes gone already. Inter Milan are still leading Salzburg 1-0, 51 minutes played, and we are asking you your predictions, analysis, in-depth opinion on these games. Braga Porto against Real Madrid. Manchester United at Old Trafford against FC Copenhagen. Sevilla up against Arsenal, and Union Berlin against Napoli. We are equally discussing the way coaches come and leave, of course, in Heartland Football Club for Owerri as a club. Is it really good for the club's development stages or development, or the kind of will it actually help the club to have a synergy, or maybe have what we call one philosophy, have a system? What do you have to say on the problem, of course, that has bedeviled the Heartland Football Club for at the moment? Let's look at the baseball here on the show. The Texas Rangers have reached their first World Series since 2011 by beating the Houston Astros 11-4 in the deciding 7th game of the American League Championship Series, where the victory, of course, are defending champions Houston showed that remarkably the way the away team won every game of this particular contest, where Texas now face either the Philadelphia or the Arizona in their next game. The best of 7 World Series started Friday last week at Rangers Global Life Park, with game, of course, going to be very, very entertaining. Texas will have home field advantage with 4 of the 7 games, if required, at their home stadium in Arlington, cause of having better regular season record, of course, than both potential opponents. Well, it's very, very interesting to see how baseball is growing. I don't know when Nigeria will learn how to get involved in baseball. One ask me whether we have the facility or well, let's look at the cricket world here, because a Test captain Ben Stokes remains committed to England long term despite turning down a 3-year contract, according to the England's Cricket Federation director Rob Key. Everyone is believing that Ben Stokes will not disappoint them. Whatever happens, let's hope that things will turn out for him. He has been a revelation for the England cricket team, and I wish him the best of luck. He was injured before, returned back to action, and they want to offer him 3 years contract extension. He's still trying to delay. In fact, he's tactically delaying that signature, that signing. But let's hope he will actually come back to extend his stay. Of course, his career, of course, at the England national team cricket side. Well, let's take a look at the horse racing here, because Frankie Detroit will miss the next month's Melbourne Cup after being given bans totally to 16 days for breaching whip rules on his final outing in Britain. He used his whip once above the permitted level of 6 in both winning aboard 3-1 Lamb and finishing second with Kim Rose on British Champions Day. Well, you're still listening to Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM on Water. When we come back from this snapper break, we will go straight to football issues. Don't touch that dice. Your boy Osaze, your sports pilot.
Just like you offer to the gods, Owerri listeners have offered other radio stations to us as burnt offerings. Boss Radio 98.9 FM.
Bia Jude, keze kisi nwetezi ego since one nọ na-eri ponka gịnị meziri?
Na nwanne ọzọ mmadụ nọ n'elu ya na ịhụnanụ ndị politiks osikwela ọzọ akpọrọ anyị ba aga ebe a nkwe ya akpọ anyị ba akpọ ebe a natawa ego ka m natawa n'ego ebe I'm dis confused amazi m nke m na-eme ka m natawa the money.
Ịhụnanụ ihe a m na-ekwu enyela enu gị ego now irie n'ụtụtụ ga erie n'ehihie rie n'abalị ị ga-erikwe tomorrow. I've told you this time around we must get it right in Imo State, and there is no other candidate I get here right in Imo. Now Senator Samuel Nnemeka Anyanwụ, Sam Daddy. Let us vote for Sam Daddy. Let us vote for PDP. Your vote for PDP is a vote for Sam Daddy. Hapụ ndị gugu ya na be kwa anyị nka kwa anyị kwa ka itiri onye anyị ma onye doro anyị anya onye ga-asa anyị ma ịkpọ ya. Vote for Sam Daddy, vote for PDP.
Tụnyere PDP, tụnyere Senator Samuel Nnemeka Anyanwụ, Sam Daddy. PDP.
Make Imo safe again.
Don't do drugs, do us. Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Radio for the Boss Mind.
When other stations hear us, this is what they sing. Boss Radio 98.9 FM, other stations' nightmare.
Welcome back to Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. I remain your sincerely Osaze, your sports pilot. We are discussing the games coming up later today at 8 o'clock in the UEFA Champions League. I just mentioned those fixtures before we wait for that snappy break, and we're taking a look at the way coaches come and gone in Heartland Football Club of Owerri. What is your prediction on those games, and what do you have to say on the issue facing Heartland Football Club of Owerri at the moment? Send us those WhatsApp messages on 0806 9992 999 0806 9992 999. You can download our app to listen to us, watch us live wherever you are around the world. Log on to www.boss989fm.com. We are very much active on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Of course, at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Like our page on Facebook and drop your comment. And at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop your comment. The phone lines are open right now. You can call us on 090-922-2992 090-922-2992 or 091-226-77989 091-226-77989. Let's begin with the messages we have on our Facebook page. This one is coming from dietitian Obio Ekag, who says, good evening, Osaze White. The form of Galatasaray who wants to win Bayern Munich now. Manchester United may not qualify from the UEFA Champions League group. Thanks so much, dietitian. Also, Francis Omagan Namani is actually watching us live from Mama Gunze in Enugu State. He says, good evening, Osaze White. Looking forward for tonight's Champions League outing. Definitely, everyone is ready to see the hostilities as Champions League makes a return on our TV screen this very lovely evening. Well, dietitian Obieka, who says once again, a pity for Heartland Football Club because the Imo State government knows they are dietitian Ekago, you never put me for trouble. I jump and pass. Well, Daniel Levi says, Heartland Football Club of Owerri, for me, the coach is not the general problem, despite he lacks tactics. But then, how many quality players were the management able to sign? Well, the entire management needs to be flushed out because they are all after their pockets, not for the good of the club. Okay, thanks so much, Daniel Levi. And Felix Moses says, good evening, Osaze. Okay. My name is Felix Moses, watching us live from Omahi, Mberi. Okay, yes, of course. I just want to wish my darling club Arsenal good luck in the UEFA Champions League. Gunners for life. Okay, thanks so much. Felix Moses has another message for us. He says, good evening, Osaze, my sports evangelist. Okay. I'm still feeling bad because Heartland is very far from playing good football. They should go back to the drawing board if they want to remain in the Premier League. Okay, we hope so. We believe that Coach Christian Obi will get it right in their two important games. One away to Abia Warriors, which is coming up this Sunday at Owerri Township Stadium. Then on Wednesday next week, which happens to be the 1st of November, they will be at home, Janayam Stadium against Rivers United. So let's hope that Coach Christian Obi will get it right, in these two games facing him, which could actually be a deciding factor anyway, which would definitely decide his fate as the manager and coach of the Nazi Millionaires. 60 minutes play, of course, in this game. Galatasaray are still holding Bayern Munich to a 1-1 draw. 60 minutes gone already. I can tell authoritatively that what is happening right now in Turkey, has it that Dres Mertens floated over the free kick into a crowded box. But Lucas Torreira of Galatasaray did well to actually win the ball, but actually sent it instead just wide of the right post from close range. And Dres Mertens, of course, actually went to, in fact, Galatasaray Galatasaray are putting pressure on Bayern Munich to see if they can get the second goal. Well, this game so far has seen just 3 yellow cards, 2 for Bayern, 1 against Bayern, 1 against Galatasaray. Well, the goal scored by Bayern was actually given to them by Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman has been a fantastic goal scorer so far. He has actually been bagging in goals in the German Bundesliga, scoring enterprising, amazing goals in the German Bundesliga, and he continues that form today in Turkey, giving Bayern the cutting razor. Of course, cutting razor in this game. Cutting razor is the first goal scored in any football match. Kingsley Coman scored the first goal in that game. In this game, assisted by Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané was equally given yellow card in the 14th minute of this game because of what referee tagged unsportsmanlike conduct. But when Bayern Munich thought they will be cruising, at halftime with the needed 1 goal lead, former Inter Milan player, I'm talking about Mauro Icardi, leveled the Spurs for Galatasaray through penalty in the 36th minute, and a player from Bayern Munich was actually given a yellow card in the 32nd minute. I'm talking about Konrad Lema. Konrad Lema is an Austrian player, a midfielder, 26 of age, market value 27 million euros, and his contract will actually expire in 2027. Yes, he was actually given a yellow card. Inter Milan has a penalty. Inter Milan has a penalty. I can tell authoritatively, Inter Milan, they have a penalty. Penalty have already been awarded to Inter Milan. Will they actually convert this particular penalty? I'm watching seriously to see what is going to happen. We are still revealing the penalty. Lucas Gonadouch of Salzburg committed a rough challenge, and what really happened, it was probably assumed that an infringement was actually committed here, but after reviewing and everything, of course, the VAR reviewed everything after the penalty was awarded, and I can tell authoritatively on the show this evening, I'm just seeing this game live on my TV screen right away. Referee Francois Alexia is happy with his original decision after the VAR review. It is a penalty to Inter, and Inter will they convert a goal? Yes, it is a goal for Inter Milan. Goal number 2 for Inter Milan. Yes, of course, referee Francois Alexia awarded the penalty. VAR intervened after VAR reviewing the penalty actually stood. And referee was happy that he made the right call, and Hakan Kahonoglu, of course, actually converted a penalty for Inter Milan brilliantly. He brilliantly executed that penalty. So 2-1 in favor of Inter Milan. Inter Milan 2, Salzburg 1. 64 minutes gone in this game already. I don't know whether Salzburg will be able to make a comeback into this game. Well, let's actually return to Turkey. We are Tete of Galatasaray and Ahan of Galatasaray were issued yellow card respectively in the 53rd and 62nd minute for one referee tag holding and the roughing as well. And Tete was actually substituted after 3 minutes after being issued that yellow card, was replaced by, of course, Drameltas. So let's see how the whole thing will pan out here. Bayern Munich game away against Galatasaray is clocking to 64th minute. I can tell authoritatively that Leroy Sané of Bayern Munich has already collected the ball right now, and he actually had a pass on the edge of the box and unleashed a low drive to the middle, but Fernando Muslera made a very fantastic save. It's actually the Galatasaray goalkeeper. Yes, of course, in the course of that, he releases the ball, and the ball after actually came back to play. But what I have it from here, that Galatasaray, it's definitely how was actually awarded a corner kick as a Dramantis, he was actually intercepted, of course, in the defense. But what happens, I think Bayern are really pushing. Leroy Sané of Bayern Munich sent a cross into the box, but Fernando Muslera actually came off his line to gather the ball. They are pushing for the second goal, but Galatasaray goalkeeper, he has really refused to let his net to be bridged for the second time. You can call us on 09092229922 or 09122677989. Now let's have a very, very amazing conversations with you on the show this evening. The defense is alert as they clear a dangerous cross from Kingsley Coman. I'm talking about Galatasaray defense. The ball went out of play. Bayern Munich are awarded a corner kick at the moment. Joshua Kimmich of Bayern actually is stepping to take the corner. The corner was quickly taken out, but it actually said in among the defenders it amounted to nothing. Let's keep those messages coming. Send us there's Facebook messages on, of course, at Boss Radio 98.9 FM or what, like our page and drop your comment at Boss Radio 98.9 FM or what, like our page and drop your comment instantaneously. You can as well, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Boss Radio 98.9 FM or whatever, and drop your comment. We'll gladly read those comments out, definitely, because we are here to get your input on what we're discussing on the show this very lovely evening. What are your predictions in the games coming up later today at 8 o'clock Nigerian time, where we have the likes of Braga will be up against Real Madrid, Union Berlin at home against Napoli, Manchester United playing at home against FC Copenhagen, and Sevilla playing, of course, in Spain against Arsenal. What is your prediction? Let's get your input on these games coming up later today, and what do you have to say concerning the way coaches actually come and go, if I should use that word, at Heartland Football Club of Owerri. So what is your take? Call us on 09092229922 or 09122677989. Nigerian fans are still calling for the Nigerian Football Federation to solve the issue of goalkeeping headache. The national team has actually been experiencing ahead of the Nations Cup that will be starting in Ivory Coast from the 13th of February through the 13th of January through the 11th of February. So everyone is still talking about it. They believe that Nigeria have what it takes to get a good goalkeeper, and they are calling on the higher authority to do the needful by getting and solving the issue of goalkeeping error and headache in the national team. Well, Super Falcons midfielder Esther Onyenezede, who actually impressed at last year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica, has been drafted to take the place of a 2023 FIFA World Cup player Halimati Ayinde in Nigeria's squad for 2024 Women's Olympic Football Tournament fixture against Ethiopia. That's, of course, Wala Ladies of Ethiopia, which is slated for tomorrow at Addis Ababa. Talking about the first leg of that contest. The delegation of home-based players and technical and backroom staff from Nigeria flew to Addis Ababa on Sunday. That should be 2 days ago for tomorrow's opening leg encounter at Abebe Bekila Stadium, Addis Ababa. And foreign-based players have actually started arriving for the big match as well. The Super Falcons will host the second leg of the second round fixture at the MK Abiola Stadium, of course, on the 31st of this month, where the midfielder of the Super Falcons, Regina Otu, and defender Osinachi Ohale have been ruled out of the fixture. Another World Cup star, Christy Uchebe of Portuguese club SL Benfica Ladies team, is also out of the encounter, where the winner on aggregate to confront the winners of the fixtures between Cameroonian Ladies and Uganda's Queens. The indomitable Lionesses drew a bear, while Uganda Ladies over Pomale Rwanda Queens 4 goals to 3 on penalties, of course, on aggregate as well, with Ethiopia's senior guest nicknamed Lucy, scored. The Walla Ladies turned back the 10 goals to nothing aggregate in the first round of the series, which actually took place in the month of July this year. The Confederation of African Football, known as CAF, has already appointed referee Lamia Atman from Algeria to actually oversee tomorrow's encounter between Ethiopian Ladies and the Super Falcons, with a compatriot Asma Ferre, Uhab, Sarah Kemad, and Gihada Mehat as assistant referee number 1, number 2, and the 4th official, respectively, where Angelique Tuyashime from Rwanda will serve as referee assessor, while Tabitha Wambi Ngorege from Kenya will be in the role of match commissioner. Well, for Tuesday's next week return leg in Abuja, the CAF of course appointed referee Ido Kenji from Togo. He will definitely be the official referee for that game, with other referees coming from our own country, talking about Abra Sisofe and Kosiwa Kayega and Asei as assistant referee 1, assistant referee 2, respectively, while Yassini Samasa from Mauritania will be in the role of 4th official, where Daloba Kolare from Guinea will actually be the referee assessor, and Christian Ziga from Ghana will serve as the match commissioner. .72 going. Galatasaray right still lead, still playing 1-1 against Bayern Munich, while Inter Milan are still leading. It starts by 2 goals to 1. Let's take a look at that game involving Arsenal and Sevilla. Mikel Arteta is doing everything possible to make sure Arsenal actually get the needed victory today against Sevilla, and it's going to be a very, very amazing outing if they could get a needed victory, of course, today against Sevilla. Well, I have this breaking news coming from CAF, to be precise. Cairo, the capital of Egypt. The news just got to me right now. I have it on good authority that the Confederation of African Football, known as CAF, has announced a new date for the African Football League second leg quarter-final game between Enyimba Football Club of Aba and the Wydad Casablanca of Morocco, which was actually slated for tomorrow in Casablanca. That is at the Stade Mohamed V Casablanca Stadium. It is now going to hold the next day, and the kickoff time is 7 p.m. Nigerian time. So Enyimba's second leg game in Morocco against Wydad Casablanca in the second leg of the African Football League will no longer hold tomorrow as earlier scheduled. The game will be played next tomorrow, that is Thursday. Time is 7 p.m. Nigerian time. So it's going to be an amazing outing. I don't know why that game was shifted, but the counter was actually postponed after Enyimba could not really make the trip to Casablanca for the game yesterday. So players and officials of the Nigerian champions were unable to travel to Casablanca after the Moroccan authorities failed to issue a landing permit for a chartered aircraft from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. The Nigerian champions lost the first leg 1-0. This is what Osaze keep lamenting, keep shouting. You see the North African tactics. Come on, what is there? Honestly, what will it take the Moroccan government to issue ordinary landing permit for a chartered aircraft? Ordinary landing permit. Okay, before anybody actually decided to hire that aircraft, I may not really blame them totally. In fact, it's actually the job of that aircraft to make sure that they have landing permit in the country they want to actually land at. But the most important thing is, what will it take the Moroccan government to issue just landing permit? If it were to be Nigerian government that probably had treated the Moroccan side in this manner, they would be happy. But the government will not even trade in other Africans this way. But Nigerians will keep experiencing unpleasant treatment in the hands of these foreign countries, and our government has failed to do the needful. Our government has failed to retaliate. It's not really good at all. Now they are trying to demoralize and destabilize Enyimba. They thought that CAF would not actually shift that game. I believe they are surprised that the game, has been postponed from tomorrow to Thursday. I believe Enyimba should be in Morocco by now. It's not really good at all. This is why we are calling for Enyimba to make sure they don't really get to lose on Thursday. If Enyimba had won that game 3-0 or 4-0 on Sunday, it's of course this thing wouldn't have amounted. This wouldn't have come up, definitely, because North Africans, we know, no matter how they try to destabilize Enyimba will definitely get at least a goal or two on Thursday. So let's pray for Enyimba Football Club of Aba as they are actually built to make it to the semi-finals of the African Football League. Its inaugural edition. The game will be played on Thursday, no longer tomorrow, and will taking place at Moroccan Stadium. Of course, the name of the stadium is called Stade Mohamed V Casablanca Stadium. Kickoff time for that game is 7 p.m. Nigerian time on Thursday. Well, let's actually look at that game involving Sevilla and Arsenal quickly. Of course, having a good authority that a 1-1 draw against Real Madrid in La Liga the weekend. Talking about Sevilla, show that Sevilla have the stomach for the fight against football's biggest hitters. Another film rose into the town here in the person of Arsenal, with Sevilla interestingly won their only pro-home game against the Gunners back in the 2007-2008 UEFA Champions League season, part of a respectable home record against English clubs, winning 5, drawing 2 and losing 3. Well, a met 4 victories from the last 14 UEFA Champions League home matches, drawing 5 and losing 6, suggests that building upon that may not really be straightforward for a side unbeaten in their last 5 outings. Hello, good evening. Okay, hello. Okay, keep the scores coming. Of course, Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium will catch fire this evening as Sevilla brace up for a very, very tough resistance that will be coming from Arsenal. Hello. Okay, thanks so much. If you find it difficult pulling through, why not send us WhatsApp messages on 0809 0806 392 399 0806 392 399. You can definitely keep trying if you can pull through, but if you cannot, send us those WhatsApp messages on 0806 9992 999. You can drop your comment on our Facebook page at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Like our page and drop your comments. Bayern has scored his second goal. Bayern Munich has actually scored his second goal. It's 2-1 right now. 77-minute goal already this particular game. Bayern Munich 2, Galatasaray 1, and the second goal was scored by the usual suspect, Harry Kane. Harry Kane assisted by Nigerian-born German player who call him Lionel Messi of Germany. I'm talking about Moshela. Let's look at the live commentaries of that game going at the moment after that particular goal, which was scored in the 73rd minute. 73rd minute, of course, I can tell you what is going on right now, because Bayern Munich defense and player over Alphonsus Davies actually made a space inside the box for the shot, but his effort went just wide of the left post. Hello. Okay, Mare Icardi of Galatasaray sent a cheap pass into the box, but Sivan Ulrich is actually quickest to intercept the ball. Good one from the goalkeeper. And then we are having a substitution at the moment, because the referee has already signaled a substitution. Bonassar of Bayern Munich is actually leaving, and he's being brought on a substitute for Nosa Mazraoui. Of course, Mazraoui is actually replacing Mazraoui is actually going out and is being replaced by Bonassar. Bayern Munich just made a changes, and they've scored the 3rd goal already. Bayern Munich has scored the 3rd goal. Lovely goal by Jamal Musiala, who assisted Harry Kane for the second goal. He scored his own goal. So it's Bayern 3, Galatasaray 1. How has the Galatasaray defense collapsed in less than 10 minutes? Very, very appalling. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, thanks so much. I keep those calls coming. 09092229922 or 09122677989. 3 goals right now in favor of Bayern. Bayern 3, Galatasaray 1. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Boss Sports.
Good evening, Osaze.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to Boss Sports. Hey, Dajo, how do you do?
My brother, good evening.
Welcome.
Hi. You are blessed over there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Osaze. Let me, in a jiffy, talk about Enyimba's problem.
Okay, you have 30 seconds.
My brother, I want to say, this thing the North African people are doing all this time. They did it last time to Enyimba and the Rivers United. I don't know why they are doing this thing. Are they the overlords in Africa? Because I said that Enyimba, there is nowhere they can reach there tomorrow and play football tomorrow. It is impossible. Before I heard the news that they has shifted the match, which is a welcome development. And sometimes any FF is not doing the needful. Why should they be keeping quiet? The North African people will be doing this thing all this while. It is not good. The Moroccan people should be fined by CAF for doing this. What is it? What is the meaning saying that the plane cannot land? This is a political wickedness on Enyimba's side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John, and God bless you for making your contribution analysis very precise. Thank you so much. Let me read the WhatsApp message I have. Good evening, Boss FM. Great, Osaze. How are you doing today? Evening, Osaze. I hope all is well with you. Up Manchester United, I stand. I always love my club, Manchester United. I pray for win today match. Please, Manchester United, please take 3 points today and rest of them. Okay. I always love football. Love you, Osaze. I'm still your boy, Jacob Di Maria, writing from Area H, close to every supermarket. One love to you, Osaze, and stay safe. Thanks so much, my very good friend. Thanks so much. And I can tell authoritatively that Inter Milan scored the third goal, but the VAR is actually revealing the goal for possible offside. Hello, good evening. You have just 10 seconds. May we meet you, please?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, may we meet you? 10 seconds.
I'm David, aka Forever Blue.
You have 10 seconds, my brother.
I want to ask a question.
Hello.
If Man United lose today, will they be out of the Champions League?
I didn't get you.
If Manchester United lose today,
yeah,
will they be out of the Champions League?
If they lose today?
Yes.
Well, they have the duty to win today. If they lose, if they lose today, it will be very, very difficult for them to qualify. If they lose today, it will be very, very difficult. In fact, if they lose today and as Bayern Munich are winning, what their all hope is that Galatasaray are losing. So if they lose today, they can still qualify. If they can win their remaining matches, they can still qualify.
Okay, Copenhagen will beat them 2-1.
Okay, no wahala. Well, thanks for calling. That's the match call and a contribution from calls that we can take on the show this evening. Let's do this again tomorrow morning at 7:30. Of course, on the morning edition of Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. And remember, sincerely, Osaze, your sports pilot. Good evening and enjoy your day. Bye bye.
When the small boys sleep, the boss takes over. Boss Radio, 98.9 FM. Radio for the boss mind.
No sell your photo. No need to fight, oh. Because picking no go join you.
Our Imo, where voices unite. It is time to take a stand. Do what is right. Elections has come, but very soon they will start tempting you with money, beans and rice. But remember, your vote is not for sale. It is your power to choose what is